Collected Essays of Valerie Lynn Stevens. Between the Primordial and the Neoteric. Virtue is not born from a puritanically incitative invocation of will, but is a surrender to that which already lies intrinsically evident within man. An embrace of so-called primitivity is not what turns us into savages. Rather, a denial and gross neglect of the sense of naturalistic morality already lying latent within us through a submission to the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. And we so often smugly assume the methodologies of communal refinement and cosmopolitan acculturation to be the sole genesis of our human sense of morality, but, for the most part in this case especially, the deemed cure is the cancer. For contrary to what the majority believes and socially engineers its inhabitants to become, the displacement of the so-called primeval self through the overzealous and spurious attempts at fanatical homogenization is often at the very root of most societal ills. And yet we still project most of our failings upon some inferior prehistoric imago, exacting only all the more estrangement from ourselves as individuals and from our species at large, thereby also allowing evil to furthermore brand its indelible signature upon every dehumanist endeavor. Furthermore, working on an individualistic level to transcend each our own destructive potential is the most effective contribution we can each make towards the preservation of humanity at large. Every individual is responsible for each their own proper governance and actualization, yet this can be obtained only insofar as we each continue working within society at large to fully integrate all aspects of our private humanity into the public arena. For we continue to pander to the erroneous and insidious notion that we will be able to maintain our dominion, efficacy, and sufficiency not only over each our own selves and lives, but over the world without, while we continue to refuse to kneel before the shrine of our more primordial leanings. And although it may very well be true that one cannot serve two masters with equal devotion and fidelity, we must nevertheless strive to appease them both. Yet the whole of this human existence, from the quotidian to the more transcendental, teems with plentiful esteem to be gleaned by all willing to humble ourselves before the altar of each our own humanity and that of others. For the glaring, superficial lights by which so many glean their modern-day esteem are not only harsh and blinding, but are rather unflattering to our imago on the whole. Yet in the end, as long as we bask within the sickly pallor of the aforementioned glow, we may at least rest assured that when this light finally burns out, another light altogether will reveal our true visage. And only then will we each feel bolstered enough to step unabashedly and courageously into this light, which will reveal our true totality of being in all of its splendor and inherent perfection. And only then will we come to realize that the self we had been attempting to shun into silence and non-being all of these years was the very self that we were striving to honor and preserve.